County. We're pleased to welcome now Cassandra Inacio, attorney with the Pine Belt Land Title. Cassandra, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us exactly what you guys do at Pine Belt Land Title. Where are you located, and who are your customers? What services do you provide?
Sure. Well, we are a title company and also a law office, so we help people buy, sell, and protect property. And our offices are in Ellisville, New Augusta, Meridian, Waynesboro, Wiggins, Lucedale, and our new offices will be located in Philadelphia and Laurel, Mississippi. So we're proud to serve those areas.
I see. So do you work with Wally Properties here?
Sometimes we do, yes. We work with realtors, lenders, and then individuals that come into the office needing help with deed preparation or closings, anything really real estate related.
Anything unusual that you've come across in your career and working with customers on, again, securing, protecting property through titles that folks would be kind of surprised to find that you ran across?
Sure, there's probably too many to name in here. But,
well, that's what your job is to
right.
find out all those little anomalies and nuances to make sure that your customer's in good shape.
That's right. And we find sometimes more often than you would think, maybe just either small issues, sometimes big issues that need to be cleared in order for us to have clear title to be able to sell the property. So that comes up from time to time. Sometimes maybe an error that was unknown and undisclosed that we didn't know of, and we kind of have to track them down. So there's a little bit of investigative work that goes into it. But yeah, maybe easements that weren't known of, things of that nature. So we just have to make sure that there's clear title so that we can transfer property.
You work with county government, county organization, where, is that right, for the most part, where that the land rolls are stored and maintained?
Right, yes. When we do the title search, we go into the deed of records. We do a thorough search back 32 years to check if there's any encumbrances, any liens, any judgments, any issues with the property itself. And then if there are, we help, fix them so that we can, again, at the closing table, have clear title to transfer.
Can most of that be done remotely, electronically, or do you often have to go to the clerk's office and search the land rolls manually?
More often than not, we have to go to the land rolls and
really?
look. Yep, more often than not. There are some counties and some pieces of it that might be online, but for the most part, we have to go down to the courthouse, do our digging, and then come back to the office and kind of get a good title opinion going and send it off to where it need be.
I got you. And then with respect to Jones County, are you seeing a lot of activity that has required your services here?
Absolutely. I think, too, once the spring and summer months hit, too, usually that's more of a hotter time within real estate. So we're seeing a lot of people come in, and we're very grateful for that and happy to serve the areas that we do serve.
I know the Wally folks here work for the most part in the commercial land business and, of course, in the timber consultant. We're in the Pine Belt here. A lot of this land's been around and been owned by families for a long time. Do you run into situations where maybe there have been some descendants that have gotten to the point they say, yeah, we'd like to monetize this asset, and then you guys have to get involved?
Absolutely. I think especially with rural Mississippi, when land is handed down from generation to generation, sometimes we do that privately, right? And we're not thinking of other heirs. So a lot of that happens where we have an heir maybe that should have gotten the property, might have an interest in it, and we have to have an heir, what's called an heirship affidavit, to clear that up if there is no will. So there's a little bit, like I said, back-end investigative work that has to be done in order to get that done, whether that's on the commercial side or the real estate side.
Cassandra, are the laws that apply to this area, are they fairly consistent from state to state, or do they differ?
Not necessarily. I think, too, when you're in states, like Mississippi that has a lot of land and moving a lot of land, the laws do differ. So you want to make sure when you're going through this process that you're just in the right hands and in an attorney's office that can help guide you through the process.
And can they vary from county to county?
Not necessarily county to county. I think every county has a little bit of its own quirks, but for the most part, the intention is that Mississippi is uniform. But like I said, I think from county to county, there may be just some other inclinations that you have to consider.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever run across any property, any land where title is required to be cleared that has been around for a long time, that there's never been any movement on it, all of a sudden there's activity?
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. And then, like I said, a lot of this is family going from generation to generation. So it's in family, that's usually how it works, which is a great thing and something that Mississippi should be proud of, that we're, passing land on throughout the family. But in that instance, sometimes there is heirs that were maybe discounted or we didn't think of, or, some sort of issue with that. So we just need to make sure that we've got, before we pass along, that all of those things are cleared up.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you
Thanks
for
a lot.
having me.
Yeah. Cassandra Inacio, attorney with Pine Belt Land Title, has been our guest here on Middays. That's a wrap here in Ellisville, Mississippi. We're going to bring the Element Well studio back to SuperTalk headquarters tomorrow. We hope you'll join us for that broadcast. Until then, stay safe and God bless everyone.